morning, it is that time of the week again. It's the start of my working week, and it is getting a lot lighter again in the mornings. We just had the clocks obviously go forward, and I'm quite glad we're getting the lighter mornings, which will be a lot nicer when I do my fitness fragrance reviews in the morning. But what did I think we could talk about today? Well, obviously me and my brother, we go for a walk quite a lot, and I like to sort of talk about sprays, you know, particularly when I've bought a few, and get his opinion on them. And obviously recently I've got some cologne fragrances, but we were just talking about our all-time favourite ones, things like Tobacco Vanille. We really both like Tom Ford Fabulous as well, Lost Cherry from Tom Ford, and then obviously a lot of the Lush fragrances that I really like. I'm wearing Karma today actually, and it's absolutely lovely. But I sort of thought, how much would you be prepared to give up fragrances? So what I was trying to think of today in terms of the topic was, let's say you had to pick between never wearing fragrances again or something else. Would you be prepared to give up your fragrances? So like a holiday, for example, could you never go on holiday again or never wear fragrances again? So yeah, I thought that would just be quite an interesting topic to see how far you would go not to ever wear a spray again. And when I say never wear a spray again, I'm going to kind of make it a bit more complex, a little bit harder for you. You're not allowed to ever shower with shower gel, you're not ever allowed to wear antiperspirant, and you can't ever wear a fragrance. And what one would you pick out of the options that I'm going to do? So the first one for me is never own a dog, because my dream, to be honest with you, is to have a pet one day. A pet dog. I've always wanted a Shih Tzu and a Beagle. They're just the two dogs I'd absolutely love. Would I say that I'm quite happy never to have a dog in my life as a pet, or instead, obviously, never wear fragrances again, never wear Baronda by Nasamato, one of my favourite booty fragrances? I'm going to say for the first round here, I'm going to say no, I'd rather have the dog. Now, you could say that's a bit controversial in the sense that a house of dogs can be a little bit smelly at times. I know when damn dogs walk in your house. We used to go on holiday to a farm actually, and it always used to smell a damn dog there. But you come a bit nose blind to it yourself, and I'll be honest with you, for someone who's not the most outgoing, for someone who loves his fitness, I'd love to take a dog on a run for me. I really would, and that's one of my dreams. Honestly, if I could have anything in the world, it would be to have a dog and a little holiday home in Cornwall. So for the first round, I would give up fragrances if it meant I could get a dog at some point in my life. But let's go to the example one I said about at the start, holidays. Would I give up never going on holiday again for fragrances? Well, if it was a dream holiday, no. Because, as I was just saying, I absolutely love Cornwall, and I don't think any fragrance could replicate that feeling. Now, I love wearing fragrances when we go on holiday because it gives you that scent memory, it strengthens that bond. But yeah, no, I couldn't sacrifice going on those family holidays that we used to go. Those memories are just unbelievable, and I'm looking forward to going on a family holiday again this year. Probably the last one as a family of four, because we're all getting a little bit older now. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. So at the moment, maybe I don't love fragrances quite as much as I thought. What about food? Favourite food? Well, what I'm currently eating, and that's probably something you know from watching these, a buttermint. Could I give up buttermints or fragrances? Well, no two ways about it. I'd rather give up the buttermints. I need to give up the buttermints because they're making me fat and my teeth bad. But if it was like my favourite food, it'd probably be, and this will probably sound horrible to some people, but hard-boiled eggs, tin of fish, cooked tomatoes, basically like a healthy fry-up really, a flatbread, and eat it like it's a sandwich. I have them for dinner all the time. They sound horrible, but I love it. I think I could give that up. I think I'd rather give that up than fragrances. This is the first one I'm going to put on fragrances side. Look, I'm the least fussy eater in the world. I don't think there's anything I wouldn't eat, or even if I don't like it, I certainly wouldn't like to spit it out. I've even eaten jellied eels, which are absolutely disgusting, by the way. But I'd even say, because I like such a variety of food, I could give up my favourite food, fragrances. I would give up my favourite food because there's so much variety. Of course, there's a lot of variety with fragrances as well. Would I give up? Oh, what about giving up running? So running, my favourite thing to do. It'd be nice if cars indicated at times, wouldn't it? Decide just to go. So could I give up running? Which is a way of phrasing it. Never run again. Fragrances. Oh, I'm gonna have to give the fragrances up again. Look, if it was a choice of like, I can run at the gym on a treadmill. No, I wouldn't. No, I couldn't give up the running. Could I give up the gym? Probably. As long as I can run and walk, I could probably give up the gym and do some weights at home. Yes, I probably could. But no, I couldn't give up running. Running's obviously been a big part of my life for a long time. And sometimes, you know, it used to be a competitive thing for me. I used to do some races. But it's always really been about keeping fit and, to be honest with you, the mental benefits as much as anything else. And of course, that's the reason I started this. I did the ultra marathon, and I can genuinely say to you now, the ultra marathon was the greatest day, greatest experience of my life. And I've been very lucky with some of the experiences I've done in darts. You know, I've met some of the best players in the world. But that day, doing 62 miles in a day was the best. And I don't think any fragrance can give me that feeling. I say this now, I'm sure I must have taken a fragrance or put on a fragrance, but I don't think I actually did for that day, because of course I was on my own and I had to condense my bag to make sure I didn't have too much to make it too heavy. I don't think I did. I really don't think I did. But I'd love to do one again. I'd absolutely love to do another ultra marathon again, maybe next year. But I'm not sure if I want to do it on my own this time. That's kind of the question I'm having. So if anyone wants to do an ultra marathon next year for fun, then yeah, please let me know. Now, obviously, let's go on to the next one. Could I give up driving? Could I give up driving? Something I'm doing now. It's something that a lot of people love to do, is drive. My dad loves driving. He loves, to close that window so you can hear me a bit better. He absolutely loves, you know, driving to play. I mean, obviously, rather, if he doesn't have to drive, he won't, but he doesn't mind the experience of doing it. And I know other people who just constantly live in their car, neighbours constantly out in his car. He absolutely loves it. I could give up driving, never drive again for fragrances, even if that meant I can't go and see other parts of the world. I'll do it by foot as much as I can, because for me that's what matters most. I know some people though, their car is their baby, but for me, I'd happily give that one up for fragrances. What about go and watch a football game? So my football team, sometimes you see me, I sometimes have some Chelsea shirts on. Never go and watch Chelsea ever again, even on TV, let's say. Or never wear a fragrance. Oh. Now, probably 5, 6, 10 years ago, I'd never give up watching football because of the emotion. But I think I'm going to change on this now. I think I'd rather not give up fragrances, give up watching football. And I say that because I'm not going to go on a big football rant here, because that's not what this is obviously about. But VAR has ruined the game, and Chelsea are also rubbish at the minute, and I have no connection to the players club the way it is, and I don't see that ever changing. I don't think that's just a Chelsea thing. I think that's a football thing. I think that's a sport thing. Sport seems to be, yeah, it seems to have lost its way a little bit, let's say, with the amount of money in it and everything. So I think if it meant I couldn't ever smell of a fragrance again or watch football, I think I'd give up watching football, because I've seen everything in Chelsea. I've seen Chelsea win everything, like Champions League twice, Premier League about 4 or 5 times, 5 times I believe. You know, I would never, yeah, no chance. I would definitely give up watching football, because I've seen it all. Chelsea have won it all. We're the only team to have done that, so I'm going to say I'd give up watching football. What about darts? Playing darts. Now, darts is a huge part of my life. You know, I've had a lot of successes in darts. my bedroom, ever since I was about 9 years old, I think, has had a dartboard in it, ever since then. And then we had a little paper one in the garage years ago. Oh, that's really hard. Darts, if someone was to describe me, I'd be defined by the fact I play darts. Because I played darts for a number of years. Oh, I'd have to give up wearing sprays. I'd have to go for darts here, because there's something about just, I mean, I'd never play competitively again, I don't think, unless I'm practicing so well, which I was a few years ago. Yeah, I think I'd give up the sprays, because I just love just throwing a dart in my room with my headphones on, or my Alexa playing music. Yeah, that matters to me, I think. So, look, as much as I absolutely love some of those sprays, like I said, I'm thinking of some of my iconic ones, Terre de Mer. Do they have as much of a emotional connection to me? They don't at all, you know. They've got memories to moments, but darts has a lot of memories to some of my success, you know. My room has a load of trophies in, and that's not because of wearing sprays, and I can always look back on those with proud moments. And I said, I haven't 100% given up the darts, like football. I've given up with the football. I think in my mind, I still think I can do something in darts, even if it's as a career. So let's talk about that. Sorry, I'm busting in. I'll definitely give up these, though, 100%. Because I can't stop eating these things, and they're really annoying me because they're stuck to my teeth. My dad keeps telling me off. I don't go to the dentist, and he was a dentist. So, dream job. My dream job would be to work with darts players as like a personal trainer. Darts players aren't the healthiest people in the world, and obviously my degree was always centred around physical activity for health, essentially. So I'd love to travel the world with the darts players and basically be their personal trainer when they needed to lose weight, and essentially make darts a more, let's say, professional sport. I wouldn't give fragrances up for that, and I say that for one reason. I'll be honest with you, I thought a couple of years ago I'd landed my dream job, and I'll be honest with you, even now in hindsight, if I read the job advert, looked at it all, I'd still say, oh yeah, that's the dream job on paper. You know, that's what it read like. It didn't turn out to be quite that way. The actual delivery of what I was doing was, but the bits in between weren't for me. They really weren't for me. There was a lot of, I don't want to say a lack of organisation, but there was a lot of, I'm the sort of person that benefits most from when I know I've got my days off. So Sunday, when you see some of my fitness rates reviews, I know I'm not working a Sunday. I know I'm not going to be called at 11 o'clock at night, can you go and do this? And travel here with about 5 hours to go. It's like a 2-hour journey. You know, getting emails at the middle of the night, it doesn't suit me. I need to switch off. And as much as I say that's a dream job of mine, all that travelling, I'm a home person. I love being at home with family and just my routine, and that wouldn't be a job that has a routine, and I'd rather have my sprays in that case, because doing my reviews and all those things, that is definitely part of my routine. So yeah, it'd be very interesting. I want to know with yourself, what sort of things have really mattered to you in life, and how much would you be prepared to just say, I'm never going to wear a perfumed fragrance product again, you know, to sacrifice that? Or would you, in some cases like me, say, no, I've got to keep the fragrances, I've got to keep my favourite scents, you know, like a tobacco vanille, Terre de Mer, because they're just too nice to give away. Thankfully, we don't have to make that choice. Thankfully, unless something drastically changes in the world, which you could never predict anything in this world, can you? You will be able to wear your favourite fragrances and live out all your dreams and eat your favourite food and all those other things as well. But I just thought it was interesting is how much the sprays really matter to some people. For me, it's a hobby, and it's given me a real purpose this year, because obviously when I did the ultra marathon, it was to raise money for charity, and while I like my long distance running still, it can be a bit boring if you haven't got a goal in mind with it. But thank you very much for watching today, and yeah, look forward to hearing some of the things you would be prepared to give up Fragrances for or not. So yeah, catch you later.